A very good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being back with us for yet another episode of Thrive, a Grad Partners initiative. Today, we have with us national winners of Accenture Innovation Challenge from the undergraduate track from the Institute of IIT Delhi, Tejas, Ekansh, and Ujjwal. Today, what's special about these winners is they are also co-founders of an organization, Suvar. So I'll hand it over to the team to explain them their startup and then take the discussion forward. Tejas, Ekansh, and Ujjwal. Today, what's special about these winners is they are also co-founders of an organization, Suvar. So I'll hand it over to the team to explain them
Hello everyone.
their
A
startup
very good afternoon to
and then
everyone. I am Ujjwal Mathur. I have my teammates Tejas Kumar and Ekansh Agarwal with us today, the founding team of SWR. And we are here today to address you all, to tell you about our experience that we had in last year's Accenture Innovation Challenge. It's an amazing competition and an amazing initiative by Accenture to support people who are trying to help others with their initiatives. One such initiative is ours called SWR. So when I was a kid, I suffered from speech impairment, and so did Tejas' sister. And in India, there are 50 million such people who suffer from these problems and have no resources. Why? Because there are just 5,000 speech therapists to help these 50 million people. Isn't the ratio absurd? 10,000 is to 1. What's the situation then? The parents are hopeless. They're trying to figure out something for their children, but there aren't any resources because speech therapists are extremely scarce in the country. 5,000, and that too located in the metropolitan cities only. So if you are from tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3 city, it's up to you how you manage that. Coming to the expenses, speech therapy is extremely expensive to afford. The sessions go from 1,000 rupees to 1,500 a month, and the annual cost go from anywhere from 1.5 lakh to 2.5 lakh. That's not an affordable scenario for any middle class parent. To understand the situation better, we did a survey ourselves of around 200 parents and found out that around 37% of them were not from Delhi. They were from Uttarakhand or Punjab or Haryana or UP or some from nearby states who had to shift to Delhi with their family to afford and avail speech therapy for their children. And 76% yet felt that after even doing so much for their children, so after even doing so much to avail the speech therapy exercises and the sessions were not very effective. And 100% of them agreed that they wanted a more accessible and affordable solution. So it's a problem with a cause. We are solving it because it's personal, not only to us, but to millions of Indians. That is what we took to Accenture Innovation Challenge last year. If we look at the market, like the annual average cost of speech therapy in India is around 1.5 lakhs. And if we go to the US market, there that the cost is around $15,000. It's not a very affordable thing. And globally, 250 million people are requiring these services as of now. We figured out when we looked at the problem, we looked at the solutions, we looked at the market scenario and talked to a lot of people. We figured out that we can easily help over 75 million people of these. And someday we might even help the rest of the people, targeting the all of the 250 million people globally. So what are actually people looking for? It's very important to get to the core of what people are looking for and not think from your solution, but actually to think from the problem and then make the technology. So people require speech therapy at their home, at their convenience, 24/7 in their hands. They require therapy that's affordable for them, that does not hinder their financial budgets. And they want, of course, they want a solution that's effective, that does the work for them, that cures their child, that helps their child with the confidence and their speech, the communications. So
So,
since we are
Ujjwal,
yeah.
just to before we get into the solution part, I'd like you to also explain what Accenture Innovation Challenge was for you guys. what was your experience, and explicitly what were the expectations set from them? Because now that you have explained the whole problem statement that you had, if you could just give us a brief, a summary about how the experience had been with the Accenture Innovation Challenge, and how they tested you and how they helped you in terms of maybe streamlining the idea.
Of course, of course. So we started working on this problem before the Accenture Innovation Challenge, but definitely it was a great boost for the three of us. It was just the three of us working on it. Then we were going to several therapy centers, talking to a lot of parents who had these problems, and trying to figure out like what exactly is the problem and how can we help them with the help of our technological minds, because we are in a technical institute. So that's what we were gonna leverage. And when we talked to a lot of people, we had a brief idea about what all problems these people had, but one thing that we were kind of missing was um, was that how to think of it as a business, how to think of it as making a company for this. Like we had a problem that we wanted to make a venture, and we wanted to make a venture in a technical institute. Then Accenture came in, and we joined the Accenture Innovation Challenge. There were two stages basically. The first stage was the pitch deck making stage, and that itself was very eye opening for the three of us, because it very clearly outlined that what all are the things that you need require when you are making a venture. You need the problem statement clearly defined. You need the solution what you are thinking of. You have to have a brief idea about the solution. You have to check the market numbers. We checked the market number the first time when we participated in Accenture Innovation Challenge. You have to think of the competition as well. We were building in our own. We weren't thinking of how many competition are there in US, in Europe, and in other countries other than India. And we had to make out a business plan. Like we don't want to help just 100 people. We want to help millions of people, and for that you have to have a business plan. So we these are the various things that we were forced to think about when we joined the Accenture Innovation Challenge. And luckily we got through the application round, and then there was the grand round, the grand finale, where we had to present our ideas. A series of eye-opening scenarios there happened as well, because we had to go through again and again through our pitch deck, through our idea. We had to be very ready about the Q&A, because the question and answers are extremely random, and people are very curious to know about your solution and your problem. When you are solving such a problem that's so personal and so life changing for a lot of people, people are extremely curious, like how you got on the problem. Was it personal? It was definitely personal for us. How did you get to the solution? Are you technologically capable to do that? Is this possible? Actually, is a business possible out of this? So we got through a lot of brainstorming sessions, and I would highly dedicate it to Accenture Innovation Challenge. That even if we hadn't won the competition, even then we would have got a lot of clarity on our idea, that really got us through that business kind of thinking, like apart from the technical thinking. And it really helped us shape our idea into a venture. And then we participated and in the Accenture Innovation Challenge in the final round, and there were a lot of esteemed judges in the jury who had a lot of industry experience. They asked a lot of questions, various kind of questions. We stuck in a few, but yeah, the judges were extremely like, they were extremely curious, and they gave us a couple of ideas in the final itself, like this is something you can try, and this is something you can help with. And of course the experience was very great, as even then, back then also, we were live in front of a lot of people, in front of an audience. And so there were certain nerves, but yeah, the experience was truly thrilling for the three of us. It was a great experience, and we learned a lot, truly.
Thank you, Ujjwal, for explaining what your experience was. And I think now you can maybe jump into the solution part of it. Um, what we'd like you to do is we'll want you to break the solution down first of exactly what were the things that you considered, right, when you guys started the this journey of Swar, and then how this journey evolved over time, and then maybe come into the actual technicalities part of it, and maybe how your solution got modified when you started your journey with Accenture Innovation Challenge in the way, right? And what do you think is the final outcome that you're looking at least at this point of time?
Yeah, sure. So we once we figure out the problem, like we clearly define what the problem is, what people need. That's extremely important, and I guess that's the first step when you are trying to build a company. That you have to have the problem clearly defined, and not from your perspective, but from the people's perspective, what they actually need. Once we had that defined, we got onto brainstorming sessions about what is it that we can do, and our very intuitive thoughts were very technical because we are engineers. So we extremely got into like, let's make some technology for this. And in today's time, technology is highly evolved, and with the advent of AI, I guess making personalized solutions technically has been very very possible. And it's very lucky for us that we are here in the forefront of AI world, so that we can think in that direction. So once we figured out that this problem is something that's very very personal for the for some, like, don't think of it as 50 million people that are ahead of you that are looking for your solution, but think of it as a family, that there are four people: mother, father, the child who is suffering from this problem, and the sibling. Think of what goes in their minds, think of how their day goes, what surrounds their day, what activities are they gonna be indulged during throughout the day. And when you look at a problem as a problem of a person, you try to solve it for a very small group. Like, you just pick up 10 families and you try to solve the problem for those 10 families. Like, this is a very famous quote from YC, that you do something that doesn't scale, do something and solve a problem for just 10 people, it will automatically scale. You learn so much from those 10 people that you'll be able to solve it in a few months for a million people even. So we just took a couple of therapy centers, we talked to some people, some families, we got in regular contact with them. Like, every now and then we used to meet them, every second day we used to visit the therapy center and like spend 5 to 6 hours there and talk to those people. And like, once we thought of something, we immediately went to them and verified, like, is this something that can help you, what do you think about this? And almost always they were like, you can do this, this is a good idea, but you should do this as well. Because almost always what you are thinking as a solution is not going to be the final solution that people need. You need to talk to people, you need to run it through people, both people who are suffering from problem, both people who are treating that problem. Speech therapists were the ones for us, and people who were seeking speech therapy were the other ones for us. So we ran our solutions to them. Our first, we quickly built a MVP actually after the during the challenge, and went to some people. It was a very simple app that just had a login button. You get onto the app. It has just 4 or 5 exercises that you could practice with our simple AI technology, simple AI technology that we had built ourselves in a couple of months. And we went to those people. We um, told them that this is our app, that we did not even have it on Play Store. We just showed it on our mobile phone and just asked him, can you use it for half an hour and let us know what happens and how do you like it? And they liked the idea, but they said the product is not good. So that was the very first experience, that the product was not very good, and we were like kind of disheartened. But yeah, we thought, okay, so we have got some feedback, we have got some news, and this is how we're going to proceed further. So we then iterated the MVP again. This time, instead of 4 5, we got 8 9 exercises, and we changed all the 4 5 exercises. None of them were same, and this time they actually liked the product, and we thought, okay, so now we are moving in the right direction. So the thing I'm trying to say is that you go into it step by step. After after getting that validation from those parents, we found that a mobile app can actually help. The reasons we found it was, a mobile app is easily accessible. Today, almost everyone has an internet connection and a touchscreen mobile phone, almost everyone. So a mobile app is extremely accessible. The costs are extremely low, because for us, like, we treat 100 people or 1,000 people or 10,000 people, the costs are almost the same. And in case of a physical person in a in-person therapy, the costs are extremely, like, they vary with the number of people you are trying to treat. So technology is something that makes thing accessible and affordable, and that's what we figured out. And the other thing, the other stint that we got was, what if the parent could themselves be the child's therapist? What if you have a mobile phone on your app, you have your child with you, you have the parent there, the three of you work together, and after 1 hour of work, the child is a bit better. The child is a bit better on day one, the child is a bit better on day two, day three, day four, day five, day 100 you go on, the child is a lot better. How about you go about not just 1 hour a day, but 2 hours a day? It's up to you. your parent is working, okay, you can work like 7 to 8 in the evening. Your parent is has a night shift, you can work 2 to 3 in the afternoon. It's up to you, when do you want to work, how much do you want to work on your child, and the and the way you want to work on your child. Because one thing we thought was the app has to be extremely personalized for the users. It cannot be the same for a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old child. It cannot be the same for a person suffering from hearing impairment and a person suffering from misarticulation. Like those are the two sources of speech impairment. That's very technical, and it will be like it whatever you are trying to build, it will get that that division. People with different problems have to have different solutions. You cannot make a solution and impose it on everyone. You have to think of something for as per the people's need. So we thought of an application that could make speech therapy extremely accessible, affordable, and personalized for the people. Your problem, your solution, your therapist, nothing general.
Ujjwal, just to contribute here, I think one interesting thing that comes out to me, maybe as an user, would be, or as a parent or a support system for the child, would be that here I'm not directly dependent per se on a doctor or a industry veteran or expert. Right here, as a parent, I have that control, that what is the pace I want to work with, right? It might be, let's say, only 15 minutes a day, and it might be at 12 at night if I'm not free in the morning time, right? Or in the daytime. So I think that accessibility factor is also one of the key elements that you already explained. I just wanted to emphasize on that. Why? Because a lot of times people won't give it that much importance. But when a parent knows that, okay, I am trying to help my kid, and I know the step by step process that what is to be done, then I, at that point of time, I also know that which are the things which might not help my child, and henceforth I only focus on only those specific things that would be beneficial for the person, that would be beneficial for the patient, and at the same point of time, it brings me a lot of output, right? And when you have control, you are also confident that, okay, things will work out. So there's a positive thought process that will also be there in the parent, and I think that also makes the child confident, because the child is not with some xyz unknown person. So the child will also be very clear and very articulated that what are the difficulties that the individual is facing. And I think that is one of the key factors that's coming out as a highlight for me personally. Please go ahead.
Yeah, definitely, Akhilesh. That's a great observation actually, and that's an kind of summarizing what I was trying to mention here. What I was trying to address the people, that you have to like talk to very less people and make it extremely personalized for them. You'll find like for someone who is not free throughout the day, like that 12 at night shift with the child, that becomes the only possible thing. So if you think of trying to build a solution for a 10,000 people, that big of an audience, then you cannot find these small problems that occurs with these people. You'll try to make a very generic solution, and in that case you won't be able to cater the problems that for you might seem very small. For these people, they do not think of it as a problem for 10,000 people. They think of it as a problem for their family, for themselves. So trying to make it personalized, like the timing thing, yes, that's correct. The how much time do you want your child to spend? And another thing that a very excellent thing that Akhilesh mentioned was that you have to go to a doctor that's some XYZ stranger. Children often do not open up in front of strangers, and especially children with some disabilities, because they're often underconfident. So what we found out that these children spend the most time of the day, and these children are the most comfortable with their parents, not with their neighbors, not with their friends, not with some random stranger, of course, but with their parents. So that's when we redefined our problem statement as not as a mobile app that can provide speech therapy, but a mobile app that allows parents to themselves be their child's therapist, because parents know their child the best, and children are the most open up and most comfortable with the parents. So that's how you have to, and several times you'll have to redefine your problem statement as well as your solution statement. That's going to happen if you start a company any day, you in any industry, like whatever industry you consider, whatever idea you are considering today or tomorrow, you will have to go through these steps of redefining and iterating. You cannot be fixated on one line solution or one line problem. You have to change it as per your audience. यहाँ पे the thing that often goes in the Indian business industry, that customer bhagwan hai, you have to consider that the customer is the god, and you have to listen to the customer, and you have to get your brains working. You have to brainstorm that the customer will never tell you what they need. They do not know what they need. They'll always tell you what their problem is, kind of. You have to think of the problem in a reverse scenario. Okay, so this is the problem that they're thinking of. And what are all the innovations? You have to have a very creative and open mind. You cannot go there to the users with a closed mind. Okay, so we have built this, use this. You cannot go this way. They're not going to use a solution, however big that of a problem is for those people, and however small of that problem is for those people. So after steps of iterating, revising the problem statement, talking to a lot of people in various domains, we came out to this solution that we want to make a mobile app that allows the parents and the child to on their own carry out the therapy sessions at whatever time they want. So we designed a basic product during the challenge to be able to show our MVP during the grand finale. So we actually tried to replicate the process of therapy, but in a more easier way, in a more friendly way to the people. So what we did was, you just download the app and you start with a very basic initial assessment. It consisted of few questions for the parents, because the parents are the people who have observed their child the most. They know their child the most. So we asked a few questions to the parents. We asked a few questions to the child. We gave a few quizzes, kind of games, to the child, because children love playing games. So they would play the game for us, and we would get some information from them. So which asked them some questions, and based on that, for every user, we devised a unique learning plan. Whatever you need, the the lessons we thought were not were not fixated, or were not a fixed set of lectures for the child. It was different for a child who's suffering from some problem, let's say A, misarticulation, or some child who is suffering from B, stammering, or some C, stuttering. When you're trying to solve these medical situations, there is always a different complexity that comes with a different user. So that's why doctors have to study a lot during the 5.5 years of MBBS, because everyone has a different problem. So you need to have a different solution for every one of those. And yes, you just start using the app and start learning with source exercises. That's how easy we try to make it, that you just onboard the app, answer 5 to 6 questions. We do it in the back end, we run it in the back end, decide what goes for you, and you just start working on it. That's how easy you have to make it for the users, because if it's complex, the users, they are not gonna use it, I'm not saying, but they won't be able to do it. So there's this friend of mine who works in Paytm, and Vijay Shekhar Sharma, the CEO of Paytm, he asked him that, I know you are a great designer, but make the app as dumb as you can. Just make it extremely dumb so that even a 5-year-old can use it. I don't want these XYZ features. I don't want all these. Just make an app that anyone can use. And that's what we wanted to do. That just make an app that anyone can use. Anyone who does not know how to carry out therapy, who is not a medically trained professional, can carry it out. So that's what we wanted to do. Then we thought, when again we got the MVP and gave it to certain people, and figured out what are the features that people are going to need. So one thing that's extremely important when you are in front of a doctor is the real time feedback. The doctor analyzes your problems in person, in the moment, and at the same time, within a couple of minutes, they'll tell you what what's happening, what's the situation. You're not going to be away and clueless for 2 days or 3 days. They on the spot tell you whatever is possible. So that's what we inculcated in our app. That's extremely important, is real time feedback, and that's a great feature. I love this feature of our app, that it provides real time feedback. We give you exercises, you practice the exercises, and on the spot you'll get a review. This is what you did, this is how you can improve on this particular lesson. And within a week of improvement, within a week of practices, this is where you'll get. Next, we wanted to make it for multiple languages, Because people in India, across India, and even in the foreign countries, they speak various languages. India Hindi is spoken by just 40% of the population, so we cannot stick to a language. We started with English and Hindi because they were the most spoken languages, but we are building our app in such a way, and we have gotten quite ahead on that, that it can be scaled to various multiple languages, both regional from Indian states and for foreign countries as well. Another great feature that we actually thought of while we talked to our users only. This was not an idea from our minds, but from our users' minds. They said that whenever new thing comes up, for example, Dashera is coming up in a few days. Whenever parents try to teach their child about this new festival or this new concept or this about good habits, the child seldom listen. They do not listen to the parents. They think it's boring and everything. What they like is games. So we thought, what if we combine both of these? You want to teach something, okay, that's good. The child wants to play the game, that's good. What if you could learn while playing game? That's when where our idea of game gen AI came in. We built a game gen AI. The name, I guess, is very intuitive. Game generation AI. So it allows you to generate game on absolutely anything. I gave you an example of Dashera. You just enter the word Dashera, create a game on Dashera for my 5-year-old child. Now since your child has been using the app, it's personalized for the child. We know how your child learns. We know what they like and what they don't like, of course. If they don't like these cultural things and all that, we'll tell them it in a modern way, in a cartoonish way. If they like some X kind of music, we are going to use it in that. So all these experiences of the people that we were talking to, they helped us devise a new technology that we started building on our own. We built a game gen AI. So you just enter a prompt, we give you a game on anything, and your child can have fun, and the parent is satisfied because the child is learning in the name of in the name of a game. And we are getting more data about the child. Everyone is happy. Win-win-win situation. Another thing that was extremely important is the child is going to have fun. That's great. We are going to provide feedback. That's great. But one thing is the therapy has to work. How does it work? It's very good to have fancy things in rap, but it should work. However ugly it is, however complex it is, whatever, however easy it is, however dumb it is, it should work. That's when we had to consult to professionals who provided us with verified therapy exercises that we could use on our app, that enabled parents to trust that, okay, these are the things that professionals themselves use, and these people who are building the app, they know about the subject. They're not playing around with the child. They know what thing this thing is. So we it has to have some credibility. So we introduced verified therapy exercises into the app for this. I told you about the game gen AI. So in order to use a game gen AI, an excellent feature of our app, you just need an idea on anything. If you like sports, you can just type in some sports person. If you like some festival, that's okay. If you want your child to learn a new good habit, just tell them. You just enter the prompt, we process it in our backend, and a server returns you a game about anything, whatever you typed in. Fruits and vegetables, we have you. Festivals, we have you. Culture, we have you. Sports, we have you. Maths, science, whatever. Academics, political science, we have backed up you. So your child can have fun, and you are assured that your child is learning, and we are getting to know more about your child. We are helping you, and that's what makes us happy. So everyone is happy, I guess. Next thing, something that I mentioned in the beginning was that apart from the problem, we were actually obsessed with the problem. We just wanted to help these people anyhow. And then Accenture was one of the first this competition was one of the first events when we realized, okay, we cannot go with this approach. We are going to get it to 10 people and 100 people, and how we going to go to get it to a million people? So you have to have a commercially viable solution there. You have to think of a business model, how your company makes money. Because it's okay if you want to help 100 people or 1,000 people, but we wanted to do it at scale, and that requires investment, that requires traction from people, that requires interest from people, and for that you have to have a business model. So what we landed on was we would provide therapy on a freemium model through our app. So we wouldn't charge anything upfront to our users. We would give our app, just use our app and see if it's working for you. If not, then please provide us feedback and tell us how we can make it working for you. So we provide our app free of cost. The initial services, the initial 1 month, 2 month is free of cost for the users. And once we have gained the trust of the user, it's extremely important that your users trust you. Only then they're gonna trust you with money. No one in India spends a lot of money. They don't want to spend any money. So the users have to trust you. That's where we figured out a market model, marketing strategy, and our business model. And we realized after realizing that we are going to take money, only then we realized that it's a 22.5 billion market opportunity. That's a huge amount of money, and that gave us another boost actually. But yeah, the problem was the main thing, main thing. We figured out the dynamics, the unit economics. Unit economics refers to how much are you going to charge each individual, or how much is one packet of your services going to charge you. We figured out that what's going to be the cost of the subscription that we're going to charge our users. We compared it to various other companies as well who were trying to do similar things, and the services of the speech therapist. And we wanted to make our services the cheapest, because Indian people love cheapest things. They want quality and they want cheap. So you try to make it as economically affordable as possible. From there on, we landed onto some projections, like what kind of risks will come in ahead in this journey. Another important thing is you have to go through a competitive analysis. This competitive analysis, we did it for the first time when we participated in Accenture Innovation Challenge. So I recommend participating in such challenges a lot. These are very eye opening for a lot of people. And we got a lot of ideas from our competitors. We did a very thorough research, and we did a very thorough study of all the companies who are trying to do this thing. There were not much solutions in India. So that taught us that you should look beyond your country as well. Even if we are trying to make something for India right now, ideas can come from anywhere. So we found out what are the successful companies delivering services to a lot of people in the US and Europe. Those are the leading geographies for technological innovations. So we looked at companies working there, and we did a very thorough research about the companies and got a lot of ideas. We found out what not to do in our journey ahead, because we found out a lot of features that we ourselves did not like. And to get a very clear picture about what people think about these apps, we gave our users our competitors. हमने अपने यूजर्स को अपने ऐप फोन में कॉम्पिटिटिव एप्स खोल के दे दिए कि देयर वाज अ रिस्क कि कहीं ये चले ना जाए एंड दे स्टार्ट यूजिंग द अदर कॉम्पिटिटर. बट या वी वांटेड टू नो व्हाट दिस पीपल थिंक अबाउट इट, so we gave the app to them, and luckily they did not go away from us. They liked the app still, but they've told us what they think about these, what are the problems they are thinking that these apps have. For example, an app that's mentioned here, articulation station, it did not have much user feedback. The real time feedback that I was telling you guys, it came in from this research of this app, that it did not have real time feedback and people did not like it. And another thing that was the personalization. We knew people required personalized services from our research of people, from our interviews, but the thought became very strengthened when we gave our these apps to people, because these apps were not very personalized. And we got to know that if we fail to make the app personalized for these people, they're not going to use it, because they did not use this app which was not personalized for them. So competitive analysis often gives you a very clear picture that what people do not need, and sometimes what people actually need, because a lot of people have already done this. No idea is unique. A lot of people have already attempted at a lot of things, because again, this is a very famous line from a lot of famous people, that if no one is doing that thing, then you are thinking it in an incorrect way. Because there have been a lot of smart people who have tried to do a lot of smart things. You'll find your idea somewhere, somewhere tried, and you will definitely learn a lot from competitive analysis. This is the reason people talk to experienced people, because experience teaches something that insights cannot, intuition cannot. So competitive analysis is another extremely important step that you have to do. And based on the competitive analysis, like this is what people are doing, others who are trying to serve the same set of audience, you decide your USP, your unique selling proposition. What's this one thing or two thing or couple of things that you are going to do that no one else has done yet, and no one else will be able to do it better than you. You have to decide the USPs, the unique things that you're going to do for your users. So we again sat down, and had a lot of brainstorming sessions. And again, the same procedure: brainstorming sessions, ideas, got to people, talked to them, they rejected almost all of them, gave us some new pointers, then we thought about it again, and now we had something to work on. We got our USPs as a regular assessment and progress tracking. People want to know what's going on with the child. Parents don't want to be clueless about therapy sessions. That what was happening in private therapy sessions with doctors. Because what was happening is the therapist is interacting with the child is interacting with the therapist, they both are very happy, okay, we are learning this, we are learning that, the parents know nothing. So they were extremely dissatisfied that, why don't I know anything, and I don't understand anything what's going on in the session, because they are not medically trained professionals. So after making it dumb, you have to try to make it understand, the parents understand what's going on with the child, because people love when they know what's going on with the child, because parents are often controlling for this very reason. So they want to know what's going in their children's lives. So regular assessment and progress tracking, one thing. Personalization, I already mentioned, is another moat. Moat is something that will defend you, that will defend your company when some other company tries to copy you. Personalization was the thing for us, because we have users' data. Data is everything. If you have people's data, you can serve them according to their data. You know what their problems are. So personalization is extremely important. And another thing we realized was, okay, the app is extremely good, very nice. The parents are extremely happy, very nice. What if the child doesn't use it? Because the child does not want to learn. The child wants to watch reels and YouTube shorts. They want to play the games. So what we had to do was make something that the children love to do. They cannot repel the app. And for that, gamification was the thing that came up for us. We have to make it extremely gamified. Children love Chota Bheem and all this. They do not love these learning lessons from Byju's. So we had to not copy Byju's, but we have to go to Chota Bheem and Doraemon. So gamification was extremely important for our app, and for extremely important for users to use the app. Then came the business thing that we were told to do during the challenge, was financial projections. You have to make an idea of the business, where it goes. You have a very good product. Another thing is the financials. So we thought about what can we charge from the people in India and abroad, because we had a vision to solve this problem first for India and then go abroad, go international with this. So we did a rough estimate about how many users can we go on. So it's very important in this case that you take very practical numbers. You should not think that, okay, next 3 months from now I'll go to 1 million users. You'll get disheartened, because that does not happen when you think of business. Actually, you cannot go to 1 million people in 3 months. You cannot go to even 1,000 people in 3 months. So you have to have very practical numbers, and those practical numbers often come from insights from talking to real people. Because in college, I'm in college still, I know you guys are in college. It happens to us that, okay, Facebook did this, Facebook has over 1 billion users, I'll also make an app that will have so many users. That's not how business works. When you get out of your college is often a shell. You get out of your college, you talk to people, you realize the uh, reality. You do not get so many users in 3 months. You do not get a single penny in a couple of months. People don't pay you for 2 months of work that you have done in your dorm room or in a hostel room. You have to work relentlessly, talk to these people and keep working on your idea. And then, only then, people are gonna pay something like 10 rupees to you. So keep very real financial projections, but you need to keep these projections optimistic as well. So you work hard to get those numbers. It's okay if you don't reach that, but yeah, like for example, it's September 2024 now. 6 months from now, we are only expecting 1,000 users, because we want less users, but we want those users to be with us. We want those users to love our app. We we are not trying to get to a million users tomorrow. We want to get to a 10 users tomorrow. We want these 10 users to love our app. That's how we get to 100 users next month. That's how we get to 1,000 users 6 months from now. December 2025, it's over 14 months to December 2025, but we want just 4,000 paying users. Because if we work with less people, our app will be so damn good that it's possible for us to get to a million people, to get to a billion people someday, for some idea. So have realistic and optimistic. have to have a balance between them. It's up to you. Every single person is different. How they run their company, how they build their business, if is up to every single one, that how they balance these expectations and aspirations. So have a balance between optimism and practicality. Here's the journey that we have made. September 2023, we started SWAR as a venture. That's the timeline when Accenture Innovation Challenge started. And we built a prototype quickly in a couple of months, 3 months, and tested it with just 40 users. We just wanted feedback. We wanted no money. Don't thought of not wanting money then, because our app was very basic features. But from then on, we wanted some money, because if someone is ready to give you money for this thing, then okay, they are going to use the app. Even if someone charges, if you charge someone 100 rupees, if you charge someone 100 rupees, they are gonna use the hell out of it. वो पूरा निचोड़ लेंगे. They'll get everything out of it. And if you do not charge much money, they are kind of okay, it's good, we like this. But when you go to them, okay, so we want money for this, they're like, nah, I'm not ready for it, this thing doesn't work for me, and things like that. So you have to try to make something that people are ready to pay for, because if people are ready to pay for, they actually want to use it, they care for it. Then we built various versions of our technologies. We built our extremely important game gen AI in our app, and tested it with some people, tested it with some therapy centers independently of the app. And then in June 2024, we built the first version of our app and started testing of the product with some government institutions. And there we had 1 month from then, the institutions liked it. We talked to the secretary of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, and we signed an MOU with the government, stating that we can test and certify our app at these government institutions, which will make our app extremely credible. It will like people can now trust us because the government trusts us. And and also with the prospect that newly graduating therapists will be taught how to use their app as a part of the therapy. The secretary liked that idea so much that they wanted to do this ahead with a lot of people, with the therapists that were being trained there. Based on our work, we gained a lot of traction. We participated in several competitions. We participated in Samsung Solve for Tomorrow and finished in the top 5. We did not win it there, but we won the Accenture Innovation Challenge. After the Samsung Solve for Tomorrow challenge, we worked hard and we got our results in the next Accenture Innovation Challenge. As Mr. Rajesh Agarwal, the secretary I was telling you guys about, he has also supported us a lot. And we have been working on it since then as well. We presented at the Purple Talk 1.4 as well, which is the national event for all the startups who are working in a disability sector. It's the topmost event that happens in the country, and we participated in that event. Here's the founding team of Swar. I am Ujjwal Mathur. I have my co-founder Tejas Kumar and Ekansh Agarwal who are working on this idea alongside me, and we have a team that's kind of complementary. It often requires your team to have people of different domain expertise. Tejas, my co-founder, is highly technical and loves technology, and just loves building those AI technologies I was telling you guys. Me and Ekansh, we both love to talk to people. We go on to a lot of people, talk to them, we just hang out with them, kind of. And that always gives us some ideas. So hanging out is not always bad if you are doing it with a purpose. We got some mentors on board who have guided us till now and who are guiding us ahead of this as well. We have Mr. Ashutosh Kumar, who is the head of FITT IT Delhi. He's a business mentor and tells us about the business planning and everything. We have Professor Parag Singla on our team, who guides us with the technical aspects of the startup. He's an extremely renowned professor in the field of AI and guides us with those. And we also have Dr. Ranju Verma, who is a speech therapist with over 35 years of experience. So she provides us with the domain expertise, making it ensuring it that we are making something that people require from domain experts point of view. So yeah, that's our team. That's a presentation that we went ahead with in Accenture Innovation Challenge. It was a great experience, and again, it was a great experience presenting to you all guys. And
Thank you, Ujjwal. Thank you, Tejas, Ekansh, for coming here and explaining us your entire journey with Swar, and at the same point of time, how you navigated through Accenture Innovation Challenge and other competitions. I think this would definitely be a great learning experience for each and every individual. who have gone through the complete presentation, they'll understand the process of starting a startup and how to go about it, what are the challenges that comes in between, and how you navigate through those challenges and try and find a solution for each of the problems that come into your way. So thank you, team, for coming here, for contributing and helping those individuals who might not have resources available with them. So
It's a
thank
pleasure,
you.
Akhilesh.
Thank you, Akhilesh. It was pleasure being with you.
Thanks a lot,
Okay,
guys.
guys,
Thanks a lot.